So far this season, the biggest story that hasn't been on the track has been Kyle Busch. And it's the big question, where will Kyle Busch go in 2023? Because it seems like this far into the season, it's pretty odd for a superstar driver like him to still be in contract negotiations for a deal being done for the next year. So today, I want to look at basically all of Kyle's options. And yes, some of them have been confirmed to be in the running, others maybe not, but I think make a little bit of sense, and well, let's look into that kind of stuff until it's confirmed to not happen, as well as some others that are not even in NASCAR itself. So what we'll do is go from what I think is the least likely option to the most likely, with the last couple being the ones confirmed to be in the running. So let's get right to it. The least likely option that I see happening is Kyle Busch going to a lower series like Xfinity or Trucks. He could do it, he would run for his own team, and it would be a lot cheaper for him to get a deal done even if he didn't run for his own team. But I don't see a superstar like Kyle Busch doing that full-time without having a cup ride. Yeah, you could say he's been the king leech, but he's always done that with a full-time cup setup. So I really don't see this happening, but it is a long-shot option if all else fails. Another option is that he could just be outside of NASCAR for the most part. For instance, there's been rumors going around that maybe he could drive IMSA for a bit and just sort of take a leap year from his Cup career. He could set his own schedule for a year, and he's talked about doing something like that, similar to what Kyle Larson had. And who knows, maybe he could be a trophy hunting kind of dude, where he goes out and goes for big name races like the Indy 500, for instance, like he's shown interest in the past, as well as maybe some select cup races with some teams on one race deals like the Daytona 500, Southern 500, Coke 600, maybe even racing in the finale just to sort of spice stuff up. Kyle Busch really has any option possible, so being outside of NASCAR for the most part would be an interesting way to go about it. Now, maybe there's an option that's opening up at the moment, though, for pretty bad circumstances, both in general and for the Busch family, and that's with 2311 in the number 45 Toyota. He would be able to stay in the Toyota family this way, and that's something that Toyota has shown an interest and ability to want to happen. So it's definitely something that I think is more realistic than people think. Unfortunately, this comes at the cost of his brother Kurt's career. Kurt might be done after this year. That's a fact that some people have to look at. The fact that concussions are not linear injuries. They're not injuries that just go away really quick. They look like they might go away and then flare back up later. And this is something that Kurt Busch has expressed recently as he's missing his 4th straight race as of recording this video. So it would be an option because that's just another ride that could open up if Kurt decides to retire after this season, even if it does come back at the end of 2022. It's been shown to be fast equipment. Ty Gibbs, in his 3rd start, got a top 10 in it and was running top 5, and Bubba Wallace has been on an incredibly fast streak right now with the current 45 team being shifted to his. So this could be a real option that could get Kyle a competitive ride, and we could really see fully what that 2311 equipment looks like. Now, another option I've seen thrown around is that of Trackhouse Racing. And a lot of people are talking about the number 91 Chevrolet. While Project 91 is currently a way to get international drivers and drivers from other series into the NASCAR Cup Series for one-offs in a competitive ride, I really don't see this happening. But maybe, according to what some people think, they could convert the number 91 team into a full-time Cup Series ride. There's no charter at the moment, but Trackhouse has shown the ability to spend tons of money on it, and to get Kyle Busch, a premier superstar driver, on their team would be a no-brainer for them if it was at all possible. On top of that, you have to think, too, that Trackhouse has been winning with Daniel Suarez and Ross Chastain. Now, both those drivers are incredibly talented, and Chastain might be a superstar-level talent for all we know. Again, this is his breakout season, but Kyle Busch being there would be a great way to make a trifecta and would really prove if Trackhouse is that good or if Chastain and Suarez are just that much better. Now, the next one I have is one that I've really kind of been bullish on as a great underdog option. for Busch, and that is Hendrick Motorsports with the number 48 Chevrolet. Now, I know this seems crazy, and I know at the moment it seems like it can't happen, but I want you to hear me out because I don't think it's as crazy as it seems. Hendrick Motorsports could actually eat Alex Bowman's deal for 2023, pay him off, and get Kyle Busch if Ally allows. And I'm saying this not because I don't like Alex Bowman. I actually think that he's a really good driver and deserves to have a good Cup ride. But Hendrick has taken in guys before who are unlikely. Look at Kyle Larson and Mark Martin, for instance. And they've done some stuff before that has been kind of questionable and has gotten rid of capable drivers. Look at Casey Kane, for instance, who was supposed to return to Hendrick Motorsports in 2018, but instead, Hendrick bought out the last year of his deal and shifted him aside so he could get William Byron into what would be that team with the 24 car. And that could very well happen here. Kyle Busch is a top-level guy, and if Ally allows, there is tons of sponsorship there. And Hendrick has proven that he's willing to shift some of his business interests, even if they're not completely out of his pocket, like HendrickCars.com, over to somebody who's not exactly been easy for the media eyes and ears to see and hear. And listen, yeah, people have said Hendrick and Busch had problems when Busch left, but that was 15 years ago. Kyle Busch is a completely different guy at 37-38 than he was at 22-23. Now, the last three here are options that have actually been thrown out by name by the media and others. And the first and lowest option I think of these is Kaulig Racing's number 16 Chevrolet. Kaulig has been mentioned as an option multiple times, and they've shown tons of interest getting Busch and also getting that number 16 to be a full-time team with a driver who wants to go out there and win races and championships. The number 16 in the right hand has shown tons of speed as well. Look at AJ Allmendinger at the road courses, especially COTA, where he's competing for a win, as well, and I think this is a more notable one, as Noah Gragson being up front, showing tons of speed at Michigan, being in the top 5 and even top 3 for a little bit. The team overall is on the up and up. They have a lot of sponsorship, and if that sponsorship allows, Kyle Busch would be a good option for them to take a jump to the next level. Now, of course, we have to talk about his current ride at Joe Gibbs Racing's number 18 Toyota. At the moment, there's not a lot of sponsorship, and it seems unlikely as well, as rumors have said and swirled that Kyle Busch and Joe Gibbs have stopped talking to each other, but it's not completely confirmed. Also, you have to think Joe Gibbs has a ton of reason to put Ty Gibbs in that 18 car with full-time Monster Energy sponsorship and the performance that Ty has had so far in Cup. But Cup precedent has shown that one-year deals, like for instance Brad Keselowski's final season at Penske, could work and are real options. It is the most likely and best ride available of top rides that are in those top 3, I'd say, like a Hendrick, Joe Gibbs, or Team Penske. It's not completely out of the realm of possibility that he just takes that one-year skip deal and then heads out and does his own thing when more top-tier rides are available in the 2023 silly season. But for me, and I think pretty much anyone else who's really been watching this, the top one, the lead dog in all of this is Stewart-Haas Racing's number 41 Ford. This is currently the front runner from all reports, and Haas offers a perfect option of good sponsorship that won't leave, as well as the option to get more sponsorship later on, and a team that has the ability to perform at a high level. Cole Custer has not performed in this car either, and with his 2 top 10s, one being at Atlanta in a superspeedway race and the other being at the meat grinder of the Indianapolis road course, he is not inspired in any way to return, and there's no real way of seeing him improve in the near future when the rest of SHR has, and he hasn't. Busch has taken non-winning cars and teams to an elite status before, I want to remind you. The number 18 car was a mid-tier, mid-pack car with Bobby Labonte through the end of his career, and definitely with J.J. Yaley for the 2 years before Busch was there. They hadn't even won in 4 years since 2003, when Busch took him on an 8-win campaign in 2008, and it has ended out in him winning, at the moment, 2 championships, and if they get their act together, maybe even a 3rd to end off. While it's not an upgrade, SHR has been a winning team and has won more races than Kyle Busch has since 2019. even if you take out Kevin Harvick having his amazing 2020 campaign. So I think that this is the top ride, and I think if you're a betting man, bet on Kyle Busch being in the number 41 car for 2023. So those are the options that I either see being realistic or at least possibilities or have been mentioned before. But now I want to hand it off to you. So let me know down in the comments below, where do you think Kyle Busch ends up in 2023? While you're at it, leave a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel for more great NASCAR content. Thank you so much to all of my channel members for your continued support. And until next time, have a good one.